25-year-old man was hit by a car in front of this downtown Kamloops London drugs. Last Thursday, Kamloops This Week reported. The 72-year-old male driver was trying to park in the handicap zone, but instead of pressing the brake, he pressed on the gas. He rolled onto the curb, striking the pedestrian, and pinned the leg of the pedestrian underneath the vehicle. Car accidents involving elderly drivers is not new to Kamloops. This is the third pedestrian injury caused by an elderly driver since September. But age is not the cause of these accidents. The RCMP and the mayor of the city said that there are multiple factors contributing to the cause of these accidents.
One is that car crashes with drivers who are older are becoming more frequent because the population who's driving is getting older.
Right.
Some of those crashes, by virtue of the fact that the driver is elderly, has not been a factor in the crash itself.
So basically when you're looking at seniors' ability to drive, you're not looking at their age as a number, you're like the other physical and cognitive changes that occur as you age, and those are actually what impact your ability to drive, not age itself.
Okay.
You can't make an automatic assumption that once a person reaches 80 or any age that they're no longer safe to drive. Of course, there's hearing and vision tests that are done regularly upon renewal of your license, but there are in many provinces, BC being one of them, that once you hit the age of 80, there is a mandatory frequency check on your driver's license that you have to go and recertify.
I think that seniors should be assessed on a per-person basis. You can see a 60-year-old who's really unhealthy and probably not able to drive due to related health conditions, or you could see an 85-year-old that's healthy, has good vision, good cognition, and is able to drive. So I think it should be monitored by their general practitioner and followed up on as needed.
It's a very, very slippery slope, because to deprive someone of something simply by virtue of an arbitrary age becomes a human rights issue.
But certainly I think families need to take a bit of a responsibility role in this too, be it whatever age the person is. And I think when you start seeing a senior member in your family struggling or having problems, instead of laughing around at the kitchen table about it, what steps are you as a family taking to try to make that situation better and have that person stop driving? And it's not an easy thing to do, it's not an easy conversation to have, but I think that's part of that family responsibility as well, as making sure that not only your family members are safe, but the general public are safe out in the roadways.
While it is in the Motor Vehicle Act that drivers must yield for a pedestrian, there are also requirements on the pedestrian to make sure that they initiate and execute a crossing that is legal and safe.
It's a little bit of a hard topic to talk about in terms of what can the city do. Okay. Certainly, we need to keep making sure we encourage the education component, both for pedestrians as well as drivers out there, to make sure people are safe. Unfortunately, in the last few incidents, we've had drivers not paying attention, but we've also had people in very dark clothing on dark evenings, and so you mix those two together, and it's a recipe for disaster and unfortunate situations that we've seen. So, I think there's that piece of a little bit of responsibility for everybody, and certainly we're going to continue with our educational components and things that we do with that, and working with the RCMP to step up enforcement as well as the education. So we are working on lighting upgrades, but once again, that doesn't solve everything. Certainly we're looking at the Tronquil corridor and improving the lighting along there. It's a very dark stretch, and so we are doing what we can do in that regards, but it still comes down to we've had a very unfortunate run here, and hopefully we've seen the end of it.